Once again, Terry Saccone is our BPA King of Bowling. 7 times he's been the King of Bowling, twice this year. In 1980, he was the King of the Year. 210 bowling average, 12 sanctioned 300 games, and probably most impressive of all, an 856 series, highest ever in this city. And we're ready for our championship match between that guy, Terry Saccone, and Phil Evers. Phil with an 184 in game 2 here today.
So far on television, 24 games. Average on TV, 210. Not too bad.
Phil wants to kick that up a little bit too after a 184 in the last game. He starts off with a strike in this one. Now Terry Saccone. They're all saying the sack is back with Saccone.
Well, they've been saying that for a lot of years, and a lot of times it's the truth. I'm not sure he ever went away. There's Sam.
Sam Coleman here, Coleman Lanes. That's where we will be next week.
Slow walking, slow talking, Sam Coleman.
He is our tournament chairman. And Terry starts off right. I noticed one thing right off the bat, and that is he's using a different color ball today. Is it a different ball period?
Definitely. We're going to bring that up, that he is using the hardest ball on the rack today. A gray angle. A hard ball designed to go further down the lane, but still hit. It's a urethane ball construction, which gives you the hitting power, but it's harder, which gives you the skid. Tough break. Tough break for Phil. Super shot, going up against a tough opponent. Terry Saccone opening with a double. Phil putting 2 shots right where they belong. 1-3, ringing 10-pin the result. Sam Coleman, Coleman Lanes, that's where the qualifier is this afternoon also. Tom Gray from Lasanaville.
We might add those qualifying scores for next week. 731 for Chris Woods, Terry Saccone, and at 725. So even if Phil wins today, I would say Terry's looks like a good bet to be here again next week.
One way.
Alan Downs at 699, Don Smith at 698. Go ahead, Dave.
One way or another, he'll be back next week. Throwing the ball great. He and Don Scudder both. Probably, well, got to put Alan in there too. Maybe the 3 hottest bowlers in the city right now. Bill Seibel keeping score for us just to my left, as usual every week. Thank you, Bill. And Bo Hudepohl, Executive Director of the BPA in Cincinnati, is watching one heck of a match here in our final game.
And our friend Tom Gray from Lasanaville Lanes, Advertising Chairman. Also Jim Whitaker, the BPA Advertising Agent here today, as is Joe Ronching, ABC Director.
We've seen 5 deliveries. We've seen 5 perfect shots. Make it 6.
Yes, the hard way. From a 5-7 split to a strike in about 1 second time.
That's 3.
Whoop. Just kind of flopping around like a bunch of dead fish looking for something else to knock over. This is the action on the ball. See it deflect right there? Head pin, go to the wall, take out.
He's not going to get it that time, not with a high and heavy hit like that one.
No way. Threw that ball out to the right, caught the dry boards too soon, and then the ball hooked back up through the nose. Even the harder shell bowling ball is going to hook sometimes when you don't want it to. Difficult spare. The 3, 6.
But he picks it up.
Kerry Logan, not only winning the first game and appearing in the second one having trouble, was also the alternate with 673, but since he was on the show, Dave Callery became our alternate at 663. Lee Estel, 659. Paul Schultz, Bill Heflin, Chris Woods, number 10. That's all from last week. There you see it, that hiding pin back there is your 8-pin, and you do have to let the ball go through to carry it out or hit the 2-pin very heavy on the left-hand side.
But then you risk not getting that 5.
All right, it hooked back. We can watch the replay here. This is the textbook way to make it, to get the 8. There we see it, 79 and a fourth. Potential 97 for Terry. This point, 17. Pins to the good. Oh, look out, ladies and gentlemen.
5-10.
Went with more speed, more direct to the pocket.
He moved towards the center of the lane, too.
He did. Watch this ball deflect. This is what's going to leave. Now watch the ball. After it hits the head pin, jump to the right. 5-pin, middle of your screen. Misses it. Tough break for Terry.
He is open in the fifth. You know, we talk about making adjustments. You talk about making adjustments every week. Have you ever seen a guy change balls in a game?
Oh, yeah. There's been several instances where you'll use two different balls on two different lanes, Todd. Say the hooking lane, you use a harder ball like Terry is now, and on the slicker lane, you use a softer ball.
I would take it that's almost a last resort type of thing to do, though. You'd like to be able to use the same ball, the same feel, the same touch.
Well, with the bowlers today, you've got so many choices of equipment, you can get them all feeling the same and switch back and forth without too much problem. But Terry's not going to switch. This ball is doing the job for him. He's just made a couple of errant shots. The ball hits good, reacts good. All we got to have is a player throw it good now, and we're going to be in good shape. Look out. There you go.
A very important 5-pin drop for Phil Evers. He didn't want to stare that 5-7 split down. You talk about a big pin falling.
You bet. You bet. Last minute, too. The iron jaws were coming after it.
And
6 pins.
7 out.
Yeah, 6 pins now. Terry Saccone's lead has dropped to 6. Good execution, going across the lane, playing about the third arrow, easily covering the 7-pin. You can make all your adjustments for your spares off of your strike target and where you position your feet.
Solid strike for Phil there.
Phil is not looking nervous at all.
Boy, for a first-time appearance here on the TV BPA King of Bowling show, guy must have ice water running in those veins.
Especially facing this guy, hot Terry Saccone.
Well, you won't see a better strike than that one.
No, that was perfect, Todd. Absolutely perfect. Getting his lead back up to 16 pins. Let's watch him here. Eyes intense, on his mark. Going right over the 14th board, stuffing the ball through the hole. Perfect. 10 pins in the pit. Every pin doing its job, creating a 16-pin advantage for Terry Saccone in the 6th frame.
You mentioned that you think Terry Saccone is just about the hottest bowler in the city right now. One of the reasons he rolls 30 practice games a week. Big advocate of open bowling. Maybe I jinxed him.
As are most of the players here on the show, Todd. Everybody who wants to better their game or just to have fun should go out and do a little open bowling. You're not going to improve without practice.
Could not get the 4-6, settles for the 6. And Terry Saccone with a couple of open frames now in our championship game. 5th frame and 8th frame.
He's opened the door for Phil Evers. If Phil can throw a double here in the 8th and 9th frame, he can jump into the lead.
What a story that would be. First time on the show and walk away being the king.
It's happened before. It's close. It's perfect.
That's better than close.
Let's look at the perfect shot, where it has to be, going right over the 12th board. Now watch this ball hook back. No deflection, super power, 10 pins in the pit. We've got a match. Phil Evers, 8 pins to the good.
He's had a lot of strikes today. I'd say that was just about the best.
It was, and it came at the most important and crucial time of the match. Here's another big one right here.
9th frame. little high. Just at the last second, that ball hooked in there high.
Yeah, taking a little sigh of relief there. He knew that was a big one. That was a put-away strike. We've still got a match. With a spare, Evers will be 6 pins up. Terry Saccone, studying the scoreboard, knows the situation.
What a seesaw game this has been. Back and forth.
This is what match play is all about, Todd. This is what makes it exciting.
Falls down a little at the line, but Phil covers the spare. Spare in the ninth. Now here's Terry Saccone in the ninth, working on an open frame.
Situation is this. If Terry Saccone can strike out in the 9th and 10th frames, this game is over. But he must do it.
He can finish with a 220. He starts out right. Terry can finish with a 220. Phil can finish with a 226. Check that at 216. So you were right, Dave.
Yeah, he needs them all, though. He needs them all. And in this particular situation, they're not that easy to get. It's got to start with this one.
Light hit. Thought he might get some trippers out of there, but didn't.
Crucial situation. Both bowlers failed to capitalize on the opening. Terry Saccone has left it wide open now for Phil Evers.
The best Saccone can now do is a 200.
Not pleased with his execution on that shot, Todd. He knows that he just handed the opportunity, at least, to Phil Evers to become our first new-coming king to the show this year.
Well, he finishes with a 199.
What we have is a carbon copy of last game. Phil Evers, right lane, same situation. All he has to do is mark.
And so suddenly that 60-foot lane looks to be about 120.
Let's see how he brings it to his knees.
We said he's been cool on his first television appearance.
Close, Todd. It's close.
Oh, leaves the 8-pin. Almost had the 8-10 split.
Boy, that would have been something. But he's got a relatively easy spare. Watch this. A little more speed is all that happened, but it's perfectly in the pocket. Watch. Deflects just a little bit. Fortunately, the 6-pin climbs out of the gutter, takes out the 10. He's this pin away. Look out.
There we go. Yep, it's coming in.
What a display of calm, cool, collected Phil Evers with any sort of a ball. Just keep it on the lane, Phil, and you're the winner. Five pins is all he needs to be our king.
I'd say he's got him. And you think he's got a cheering section behind us also? Phil Evers finishes with a 205, defeats our reigning king, Terry Saccone, 205 to 199. We'll be back to talk with the winners after this. Some very exciting match play today. And Dave, you've got some checks there, including a big check for a big guy.
That's right, Bob. Bob Owens, 8-10, crucial shot in the first game. $150 still for your efforts, Bob. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kerry, a great first game, but second game you had a little trouble there, a little road trouble as we used to say, but $225 eases the pain. Terry, come over here for a minute. Run into a buzzsaw out there today.
Yeah, sure did.
But $375 into the Terry Saccone Retirement Fund. Congratulations.
And I would say chances are we'll see Terry next week. 725 series to qualify for next week's program. He'd like to get another shot at this guy. First time on TV, and he walks away with a big check, $750. Congratulations, Phil Evers. You didn't look nervous.
Well, I was. My knees were knocking together, and all I was trying to do is hit my shot. And
that 10th frame, Looked like you might have had the 8-10 split.
Well, I got it out a little wide and the ball slid, and I was kind of wondering whether it was going to come back. So I got the break, and I'll take it.
Well, you look good, and we hope to see you next week at Coleman Lanes on the BPA King of Bowling.
BPA King of Bowling.